Hi, Year 5, and welcome to your first PSHE lesson of this new half term. Okay, and we are going to focus for the next 2 weeks on the book called The Dot. Okay, and this is a very lovely picture book. Okay, and we're going to look a little bit more at picture books when you come back to school. Okay, because picture books usually tell a really nice story in a really nice way and deliver a really, really good and valuable message. Okay, so first of all, we're going to hear the story, but whilst you're listening, I want you to consider what message we can take away from the story. So, what is it that it's trying to tell us? Okay, or what's it trying to show can happen? All right, so a little task while you do that. I'm going to press play and you're going to listen to the story be read.
The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. The Dot. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There. Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. "I can make a better dot than that." She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow, she discovered she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. "If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too." Vashti splashed her dots with a big brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Please, sign it."
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. Okay, so that is a story about a little girl named Vashti. Okay, and she's saying she can't draw. Okay, now I asked you to have a think about what messages we can take away from that story, because there are many, okay, but there's a particularly key value I'm thinking that this story represents the most. So if you've managed to make any notes or jot down any ideas, okay, that's great. If not, pause the video here and then we can see if we've picked out the same one. Okay, if you've done that now, we're going to have a quick look at the word I picked out. So resilience. We use that word a lot in school, and I think it's really important at the moment, especially with us doing fractions. It's such a tricky topic, okay? And us having lots of resilience when doing that, okay? We always go back to if you say I can't do it, it's no, you can't do it yet. Okay, that's really important. If you don't feel like you can do it at the moment, you can always practice and do it again. But if you think about Vashti, she says she couldn't draw. Okay, so her teacher gave her the option. She said, right, draw. So she drew a dot. And then after that, she seemed a bit more determined, didn't she? I can draw a better dot than that. Okay, and then the story goes on. And then what is really lovely, she's able, okay, to pass on her new knowledge of resilience, okay, to somebody else. Okay, so your task today is to unpick this a little more. Okay, so this is your sheet, and this is what I want you to do. So I've already started you off here. I want you to annotate, which means obviously to label go round, okay, is how you think she's feeling in each image. Now, I don't think she's just feeling frustrated in that picture. There may be many feelings she's got in that one. I don't think she's just feeling creative in that picture. I think she's feeling a little bit more, okay? And then I've not done any of these. I want you to have free reign. But the idea is that you can think of all those feelings. If you picture yourself in a situation, and we've all been in one, where we can't do it, and we're in that pit, and we can't see any way out, okay, we all know all those feelings that go through our mind. But then, when she starts to do something, look at this image, and then right at the very end, how do you think she's feeling there when she's helping that boy? When she thinks, actually, I know what to do now. I know what to say to him, okay, to help him out. All right, but just unpicking those feelings, because sometimes I think when we get all those feelings, they get a bit lost inside us. So if you spend some time as if you're Vashti, just put yourself in Vashti's shoes, okay, and try and unpick those feelings for her. Okay, now following that, you've got a sheet, okay, and I simply want you to draw a dot or a line or whatever you need. Just something very simple, and then I'm going to ask you, please sign it, okay? So it can be anything you want in there, okay, as long as you sign it, because it's a piece of art. It's your work if you sign it, okay? Nobody else can say it's theirs. If you've signed it, it's your work, okay? So, and then what I want you to do is put a picture of this on Seesaw so then I can see, okay, because then next week, okay, we're going to have a little bit more experimentation with the idea of dots. Okay, and I'll tell you the reason why, because it's a really important reason why it's something we're going to be using it for in school. Okay, so if you want to go and listen back to the story, again, the dot story, please replay this video as many times as you would like. Okay, if you want to remind yourself, if you can't think, oh, I can't quite tell how she's feeling, and you want to hear the words again, please go back and listen to the video clip again. Okay, thanks, Year 5.